presence. Now one together. What is vibing? This is Vish. And today, I'll be talking to you about the steps towards enlightenment. And as I was uploading these videos, I noticed that the eyes seemed a little teary, and it's actually a combination of two things. One is this ring light that's right next to me, and the second is it's actually on full blast lighting wise. But the second thing is allergies. So that's that. But with that being said, this video I will be talking to you about the steps to enlightenment, and I have this really cool analogy which just popped, as you all are probably aware of what that means by now. And it's about how you're inside a house, and I'll explain more about that in a bit. But before I get there, I do want to consciously preface, that I am not an enlightened being yet. Or maybe we all are, we just don't know. I don't know. But I haven't realized that aspect yet, if that is something that is truly within. I mean, it is truly within, as I've heard. But I'll be talking to you all with regards to the iterative steps and process that I've been through so far, and where I stand and where I'm at. And this will really just be used to explain the journey that I've had and where I see things going, and also explain the steps that I have realized are necessary, and what I've even walked through with this path towards enlightenment. Now, because I'm not an enlightened being, as I'm prefacing that, I do want to say that I could be completely wrong. Maybe it's like, you're taking the steps, and then you're thinking the next thing to do is to go this, but in fact you have to go like this or something totally different. But so I could be wrong. I want to preface with that too. So this is not advice necessarily for you to take. It's advice, but you don't have to take it. Then you might be wondering, why am I even sharing this if it's something that I don't know about and if I'm not enlightened? Well, it's really just a realization. You see, you can't really be wrong about a realization because it's coming from the now. So where I'm at is where I'm sharing this. So hopefully it's something you can connect with, and it's hopefully something that you can resonate with. And that's really it. So for those of y'all who might be very critical warriors, criticizing every single thing, well, that's okay. Just prefacing for y'all, really. But for everyone, even for me. So there we go. But with that being said, actually quickly to go off of this whole critical thing, I have realized, there's a quick pivot, but yeah, a very quick pivot. And this will maybe in a way contribute, maybe, we'll see if it does, to what I'm talking about with regard to the steps towards enlightenment. But a lot of these critical, let's call them warriors, are really just, whether it's with regards to the spirituality warriors or the social justice warriors, and this isn't to say that I pick a left or right side with the political spectrum. It's not even about that. It's when people are policing other people for not standing up. You see, the reason I find that very unconscious is because you truly don't know of what the other person is doing behind closed doors. That's it. I want to end it there and just really keep it simple. You just don't know. That is a huge part of the enlightenment process, to accept that you don't know. But now to take this whole pedestal, and let's say you're posting something on social media, and then for you to assume that you are doing a holy thing, well, do what you want. That's great. But now for you to criticize those that are not standing up. See, for you to criticize those that are posting in the opposite, I understand you. Right? Because it's like a two-way thing. But for you to jump and pounce on someone who's not necessarily standing up, you're making a lot of assumptions that you just don't know. So that is a huge part of this journey, and it does connect even with a lot of the spiritual even talks I might be sharing. I'm not even trying to say that I'm a spiritual teacher either yet. Again, maybe I am, maybe I'm not, maybe I will be, maybe I won't be. Not the point. But I definitely feel like constructing is a lot more important and beneficial versus just criticizing. And the other thing I've realized, and again, this is the other thing, two realizations on top of each other, is I've definitely learned to be a lot more equanimous, if that's the appropriate way to say it, with everything, right? So appreciate both the quote unquote good and the bad. You see, the duality of life, which is good, bad, light, dark, and so on, can be transcended through acceptance. And that's what I've realized. And I'll make another video on that. So when you accept everything, you're just essentially one with everything, both the good and the bad. So that's what I've been practicing. And the second thing is, let's see, kind of got a little lost as a pop, but it was about, I'm not too sure. It got lost, and that's okay. It's slowly coming back. I think it's it's connecting back to, yes. Okay, there we go. Pop. It's all about how, as I've learned from Eckhart Tolle, and even Sadhguru to an extent, you always want to, even if you do want to criticize and be critical, be that towards the action and not the person. Because as I've learned, I'm sure as you know, if you're watching this by this point, hopefully you're aware of this, you're not the body, you're not the mind. So the actions, you're not either as well. So criticize the actions, help bring about that awareness, but that's pretty much it. The moment you put on like a imprint of a label, as Eckhart put it in this one talk, Eckhart Tolle, that is, when you call someone a thief, they're not only a thief as a label that's stamped on their head, but that equal stamp is put on your head. Not that you are a thief, but that the other person is a thief. It's embedded on you. It's in a way karmic. It truly is when you call someone else a thief. It's, as I've learned from Sadhguru, both it being karmic as well as your responsibility, meaning your ability to respond. So your body's responding with that label. And as he says, 30 years from now, that thief could be enlightened. So anyways, with that all being said, I know this definitely stretched for a bit longer, but hopefully these things are things that you can resonate with. And if you've learned something so far or just wanted to share something you're grateful for, take a quick second to comment that down below. Would definitely appreciate your presence. I mean, whether it's through that or just being here, watching. Anyways, with that being said, I do want to also quickly preface by just saying that I know this wasn't getting straight to the point, and I maybe have not been doing that, and it's all about iterations, right? So it takes practice, it takes time. These are all raw and cut, so that is why I might be kind of pivoting left and right. With that being said, steps to enlightenment. Well, the first thing is kind of connecting back to what I said earlier, and it's not of complete waste at all. By no means it is. It's saying I don't know. So what does it even mean to be enlightened? Well, it's literally accepting that you don't know. Saying I don't know and then acceptance would be the next step. You can say it, but then you have to truly accept it. And it's easier saying it than doing it. So you'll have to actually not only do it, but make that a part of your beingness, nature-wise. I don't know, acceptance. And as I've learned from Sadhguru, not having likes or dislikes will help with 80% of your spiritual work, assuming that 100% is enlightenment. So that's another one, third step. But fast forward to where I am with the journey, where I'm at, what I've realized is, I mean, one, it's something that you just really have to tap into constantly. And it starts with the simplest of things. And that's what I've learned from the brother Kasun. It's really as simple as doing the dishes, walking, talking to someone on the phone and not being on the phone while they're talking and doing something else, like social media or whatever it might be, even work, as I used to do in the past many times. It's those small things, making it your spiritual practice. As I've learned from Eckhart Tolle again, you be living with a crazy family in a way would teach you, and you'd learn and become more enlightened than you going to this ashram or this middle of the forest, assuming you have the comforts there, right? So it's all about realizing that everything is a spiritual practice, brushing your teeth, showering, so on. So that's that. And I guess to quickly, briefly mention where I'm at with the journey, maybe you all can relate. As I've realized, the analogy I'm finally presenting to you all from what I was earlier mentioning is imagine you're in this house, and this is the triple layer cake I'm going to quickly connect to. So you're in this house. The top layer is where you assume that this house is the world. This is the house of the universe, or I'm sure you've heard of the whole fish in the pond type of example, but anyways, that's that. You think that's it. That's the top layer. Now the middle layers, you realize that, nah, actually this might not be the whole universe, and then you see the door to leave the house. That's where I'm currently at, to be fully transparent. I see the door. I know that that's the door that I have to kind of go through, or yeah. So I'm in the middle layer right now. Maybe you are too. And if you are, comment down below. Or if you're in the top layer, comment that down below too. Now, Mom just left. See, Mom? Wave from here in terms of just sending the energy of a farewell. Safe travels. Anyways, with that being said, the bottom layer of the cake is you actually open the door and you step outside into enlightenment. And that's it. Now, how do I get from A to B to C, meaning top layer, middle layer to bottom layer? That's just, like I mentioned earlier, saying I don't know, acceptance, treating every single thing or realizing every single thing as a spiritual practice. And that's really it, really. I mean, if there's other things that you would like to, and also the whole likes and dislikes thing. So besides those 4 things, if there's anything else that you feel like would be important to mention, comment that down below. And it's this really cool thing I realized also, and I learned this again from a spiritual teacher, and it's the idea that, I guess the top layer in this case with this whole enlightenment would be where you are this wave in the ocean. You think you are just that wave. Excuse me. The middle layer is where you realize that you are not actually the wave, the knot, and that you could be something more. Then the bottom layer is where you realize you're both the wave and the ocean. You're one. You're tapping into that wholeness of existence, of the universe, whatever you want to call it, yoga even, union. And that is, in a way, what I've heard is enlightenment, when you're truly just connected with everything and you've realized it all. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you taking the time. I really do. Make it an amazing day. Take this joyfully. Presence. Now one together. Stay conscious. Ecstasy.